What's up everyone, it's Colin from IrelandTechnologyBlog.com and this is our Acer Liquid Jade review. The Liquid Jade is a device that's on sale now for about 159 sterling, so probably around about the 180, 190 euro. It's a dual SIM 5-inch display Android and it's running KitKat 4.4.2. It has got a MediaTek MT6582 processor, which is quad core, and it's got a Mali 400 MP2 GPU as well for graphics. So it's a very nice device, but we'll come to that in a moment. Just some other features as well. It's got 8 gigabytes of onboard storage, which is not brilliant, but thankfully there is a SD card expansion slot, so you can put up to 32, and realistically you can probably go a little bit higher than that as well, but official specs say 32, so at your own risk if you get higher. In addition to that, it's got 1 gigabyte of RAM, which is not going to be brilliant, but for most people general day-to-day tasks are going to be fine on that, but you know, it is going to bottleneck a little bit for heavier activities, heavier apps, heavier games. It has a 5-inch display, as I said. It's an IPS LCD display. It's got Gorilla Glass 3 and a 720p display. So there you can see how it kind of starts up. You get this kind of little kind of watery wave that changes as you tilt the device. You've got your quick actions to unlock. Obviously some widgets up here for clock and weather, and you can unlock just by dragging up like that. Usual affair, swipe left, right into different home screens. You've got an app tray launcher, so you can, you know, save your apps down there. Very, very nice. You can see the screen is bright, it's vibrant, so no real complaints on that front. And as well as that, I don't know if you may not be able to pick this up, but the display is actually curved, so towards the edges of the glass you can see it is actually curved, which is a really, really nice design feature. And also that, speaking of design features, you now have the earpiece up here, which may not be that clear on camera, but you can see it's a nice little kind of round metal earpiece, which is good. Front facing camera, ambient sensors up here as well to the right. On screen buttons, so no physical buttons at all. Nice metal trim around the edging, which is good. Volume rockers, SIM card up here, memory card up here, 3.5 jack. Interesting camera lens on the back. Again, it is a hump, which is becoming more common these days, but no issue. 13 megapixels on the back for the camera, single LED flash and mic. Down the bottom you've got DTS HD sound, which is really good when you couple it with some good headphones. Overall though, the sound in terms of the speaker, you know, how loud it gets, it's not massive, it's not going to blow you away, but it's not too bad. 3.5 or micro USB below for charging and data. So that's pretty much it in terms of the specs. So moving around the device, we can see if we start off again, we've got our app drawer. So it's fairly stock Android, but there is a little bit of a skin over this, but it's not too much. It's quite close to the stock as you're gonna get. So if we pull down from the top, you can see you've got your notifications. You've got quick action up here. You've got a little arrow. Oops, you got a little arrow there, so you can get into your quick shortcuts. You can move them around, change them about. Nice kind of iconography on some of the icons, so that's really nice. And I especially like the kind of color trend, which is green. Even here, dragging up, touching will make the bar green. Otherwise, it'll go grey. So that's kind of a nice little touch. 2-finger drag down gets you straight into the menu, of course, and 1 finger just the normal notifications. So Nothing too strange there for anyone well accustomed to Android. So coming in here, you've got your normal kind of settings, nothing out of the ordinary. If we go into About Phone, we can see Android 4.4.2, so nothing, again, too strange. The gallery app, again, fairly standard. It takes decent pictures, as we said, so, and these will be on the site as well in the written review, but just looking at this daffodil, the colour reproduction wasn't brilliant, but at least the picture is clear. So when I say it wasn't brilliant, the daffodil was much more yellow and less kind of orange, let's say. So all in all, in terms of performance, the device is grand. As I said, it's only got 1 GB of RAM, so it's a little bit slow when it comes to doing certain things. Even there, hitting the home button to go back home, there's a delay, but that may be an issue for some people, but for most who aren't too heavy a user, it's probably not going to be. Here is the multitasking screen. You can see how things are laid out. You can swipe up to get rid of them individually, or you can hit remove all up the top. Again, you've got kind of quick actions down here, which you can change if you want. So floating apps and widgets. So that's a very nice little feature. So we'll just do that remove all just to see it. So it's not a bad device in terms of performance, but it can be a little bit slow with apps, which is a little bit strange because for gaming it's quite fine. So here for gaming, if we jump into Real Racing 3, you can see that it's a little bit stuttery. Things look nice, it's clear, it's vibrant, at least on screen, which is good, but just kind of the camera action when it moves around the cars is a little bit slow and stuttery. But once you're in the game, it's actually not bad at all, and everything works. There's no issue with sound. I've seen some cheaper Android devices with lower specs where the sound won't work properly, but the game would look fine. So I will just turn this up so you can kind of hear the sound a little bit. So as you can see, it's not hugely loud, the device, but nonetheless it's clear and it will suffice for most people. Web browsing performance is also very good. White kind of light pages display, not entirely true white, but not bad either in terms of color reproduction. Browsing is very smooth, no issues there. So the processor is working pretty well when it comes to that. We'll just go in here to a page and have a look, see how quickly it loads. There you can see we're fully loaded in literally about 1.5 seconds. We'll zoom in there, have a look at some text, which is pretty clear. You're not going to notice too much pixelation. It is a 720p screen after all, which we kind of scoff at a lot these days, but at the end of the day, that is still a very sharp resolution. So you will have no problem with web browsing. And in conclusion, it is a very, very nice device. I'm particularly taken by the design of it. Not so much the back, but the front is really nice. And this more devices should have this kind of curved bezel edges. It's really nice. So well done, Acer, on that front. Things I would like to have seen improved really are the processor. It is just too slow for me for my heavy usage, when things I want to happen instantly don't happen instantly. Just moving back to the home screen should not incur a delay, no matter how many apps you have open, in my opinion. But it'll be fine for moderate to low users. In terms of the battery, you're kind of going to see a day out of this if you're not too heavy on it. If you're going to use 2 SIMs all day long and they're actively working, both of them, then you're going to take a bit of a hit. But overall, you're going to see pretty much most of a day out of this. So this is the Acer Liquid Jade. Stay tuned to irelandstechnologyblog.com, where we'll have the full review up very, very soon.